Hello, and welcome to episode 17 of the Brick Clubhouse. I am one of your co-hosts, Chris Davis, and I am joined by our other co-host, my partner in crime, Mr. Evan Hahn.
We're doing first and last names today, huh?
I mean,
Chris Davis is basic,
you
so there's a bajillion of
in the
those.
last episode you used last names, so I felt like
Did
maybe
I?
that's a thing.
Did I use last names?
Yeah.
Somebody go back, check it for us. I don't remember.
Do we not want to out our last names? Too late.
It's too late. Like I said, though, there's a bajillion Chris Davises, so that wouldn't really narrow it down.
There really are,
Don't know how many Evan Hahns there are.
including baseball players.
Yeah. Like, dude, Chris Davis from the Orioles, who was like the best home run hitter in baseball, and then fell off a cliff. It had like one of the longest hitless streaks in history.
Yeah,
That was insane.
it was.
I think the Orioles are still paying him a couple $1 million a year
Probably.
to be retired.
As we record this, it is July 2nd, so a day after Bobby Bonilla Day.
Also, Manny Ramirez Day.
Yeah.
And Max Scherzer
Oh, did you?
got paid like $15 million from the Nationals for his
Why?
tour in like
Why?
4 years.
I know. I don't understand. Okay,
Deferred money, man.
we are really off topic. For those of you who don't know, this is a Lego podcast and not a baseball,
Not a baseball
podcast.
podcast.
Maybe someday we'll do a baseball podcast.
But Shohei Ohtani just hit another home run.
Oh, yeah,
That's how we got the lead back.
that's great.
While we're on the subject.
Why we're on the subject of baseball, we didn't have a bet going though, so no Lego for you.
I know.
For those of you,
I'll just take these home.
Evan and I have had a number of wagers back and forth this season about Shohei Ohtani hitting home runs.
Which has been happening quite a bit the past couple of weeks.
It has.
It's been on a tear.
But luckily, we haven't had as many wagers, so I haven't been losing as many
We haven't-
Lego sets.
We haven't bet for the past couple of weeks since I won the last set from you. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have lost a few really nice Lego sets to Evan through our wagering.
Yeah. But he's the one that always says, okay, what's the next set?
It does make it fun. Anyhow, welcome to the Brick Clubhouse. Again, a Lego podcast. And I mean, we were discussing Lego there.
Sure.
Wagers were always
It's how
Legos.
It's the crossover between Lego and baseball.
This is kind of our life. And if people have visited us in the store, they would know there's often baseball games on.
Often there are baseball games on.
And that does bring us to the store.
What
That
store would
makes
that be,
this-
Chris?
All possible. Bricks and Minifigs, San Diego North.
That one.
That one. Thank you so much for sponsoring
Never been there.
this episode. Oh, you've spent many hours there.
This episode as well as
All of the
every
episodes.
episode.
Yeah. All of the past and future.
Such a generous sponsor we have there.
Yes. Somebody should give that guy a raise.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. If you do enjoy this podcast, we would love for you to leave us a rating, a thumbs up, 5 stars, all the different things you can do on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We would love for your feedback. Google
YouTube?
gave up their...
We don't have a YouTube.
No, not yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, Google gave up their podcast directory, I think just for YouTube.
Yeah.
And there are a few smaller ones.
Yeah.
But let's face it, Apple and Spotify are
It's the main one.
biggest.
Yeah.
Anything else going on in your life that you want to share besides taking Lego from me when Shohei Ohtani hits home runs?
Taking Lego. I don't think I touched that.
You,
I don't think I mentioned on the last podcast, but I got engaged.
you did get engaged.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
be married.
volunteer.
Yeah.
Well,
To a woman.
are there
To
other
my-
engagements?
To my fiance.
I mean, you have discussed.
No,
you've
it's-
talked about Bailey in the
That's
past.
like a
so-
very like diluted Parks and Rec reference when Andy's like, we're getting married to each other. Yeah, no, I got married. Let's
engaged.
see. I got engaged to be married on the 22nd of June,
Yeah,
Saturday.
almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you were gracious enough to host the engagement party at your house, which was very
Super
kind
fun.
of you. So
It was great to meet your families and
yeah,
hang out for a
both
while.
of our families came down from Yucaipa and Santa Barbara, respectively, which is super fun. So I no longer have a girlfriend. So if anyone's looking, no. I made that joke to her the other day. I was like, "Hey, I don't have a girlfriend anymore. I can shop around." No longer have a
No,
girlfriend.
you
just have a
like
fiance.
stepped up a level.
Stepped up a level. Yep. No, very much committed and in love with her. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. So that's kind of my personal life
That's
update.
great. And ironically, you do have a Lego project involved in the wedding. We're not going to talk about it now
I do.
because we're not going to out your project until you present it to everyone.
Yeah. So we're actually having a quick turnaround. We're getting married at the end of August. And so at some point around then is when I'll be giving
We'll
this
talk
gift
about it
to
later.
these people. So
Yeah, post wedding.
yeah, it'll be fun to talk about.
It's a cool project. I can't wait for you to be able to share about it, and I think other people will like the idea. But there is some Lego news that we should talk about. In a few weeks' time, it will be time for Comic-Con here in San Diego. And Comic-Con just released the exhibitor map for the show floor,
For the show floor?
and it did include Lego.
Whoa.
So, I know, shocking, but it is official. They will be at Comic-Con
Yeah.
this year.
Now,
So
don't get us wrong, listeners. That doesn't mean that there's going to be exclusive minifigures again.
no,
It just means they're going to be there.
they're going to be there. They'll be showing off probably some of the fall sets.
Yeah.
Maybe even selling some of the sets early.
Yeah, they do that
They-
sometimes. They did that
Last year they did.
Yeah, they did that at Star Wars Celebration when I went in Anaheim in 2022. They had like the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader Brickhead pack like available early with like special packaging, but it's a set that it was, for sale just regularly afterwards.
Last year they had a lot of the what would have been October or August 1st sets
Okay.
available at the show, which was only like 2 weeks early.
That's cool. Yeah.
So we'll see if that happens again this year.
Yeah, that was actually really cool when I went to Star Wars Celebration because it was on my actual birthday, May 27th, which was the exact day that the Obi-Wan show premiered.
Nice.
So it had like the brickheads for it, and the show premiered, and Ewan McGregor was there that day, and Hayden Christensen. I got to see both of them, and Ashley Eckstein. Which was super fun.
Did they high five you for your birthday?
No, I didn't meet them, but I saw them on stage. We did meet Ashley Eckstein though.
Oh, that's fun.
She signed Bailey's Ahsoka Tano lightsabers from Disneyland.
She's always at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
because she does her fashion shows and
David
everything.
Eckstein, World Series MVP David Eckstein, her husband, was also there.
Oh, fun!
World Series MVP with the St. Louis Cardinals.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I think it was with the Cardinals.
But it's back to baseball.
Which is super cool because he retired and then they focused really on her career, which has been pretty cool. So he goes with her to like all the expos and all the shows, which is super fun.
That's great.
Me and Bailey were both decked out in our Ahsoka Tano gear.
Fun.
It was super fun. She said, "I'm no Jedi" in the Ahsoka Tano voice. I have it on film. It's great.
Maybe we'll bump into her at Comic-Con.
Maybe we will. She's definitely going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's always there. Like I said, she does a lot around the Lucasfilm Pavilion, and she has her fashion show and stuff that she
There's a
does.
Lucasfilm Pavilion at Comic Con.
In the exhibit hall. They call it
like
the
what they
Lucas.
call it. Oh, okay. I thought you meant it was like an actual structure, like at the convention center. That's
No, but they kind of. Oh, they do build like this huge structure, and they usually have a lot of like props and costumes. And
Dude,
my guess is they'll have a lot from the Acolyte this year.
Yeah. If I go to Comic Con with you, that's gonna be dangerous for our wallets.
Oh, you'll go.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it may not be as dangerous as you think because a lot of the exclusives and stuff you have to like sign up ahead of time to get buying times.
Is it too late to sign up for those?
No, those open on Monday.
Maybe we'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to. I'm definitely going to take a look. I've never looked at the Funko Pops.
And then you met me.
And then I met Evan. So
and I am now looking at Kristen's Funko Pop collection.
We'll have to see. But
4 Funko Pops.
I think we may have to discuss Comic-Con either before or after Comic-Con this year.
Yeah. Have they even
Do
announced what the
episode.
Funko exclusives are yet?
No.
Yeah.
No. They usually wait until sometimes like just a week ahead of time.
Yeah, I know Funko usually they'll have like their week long, like every day they'll like reveal new things or something like
They're doing something like having like a special like build yourself as a Funko Pop with like exclusive Deadpool and Wolverine
That's cool.
accessories.
Because I've done that at Funko Hollywood before. But if they have exclusive accessories, that's cool.
Yeah, and they're all around Deadpool and Wolverine since that movie's coming out the week of Comic-Con.
What movie? No, I'm just kidding. I'm excited to go see that movie.
Yeah, it should be fun. But all of that to say, it is July now.
July now.
July 1st, we saw some new sets come out.
A handful of them.
Yeah, not many, but I think it's worth touching base on. We currently have one of these sets in the store, and that is the Milky Way set. that
Lego art.
released. Yeah, it's a really cool using the greebling technique of like creating like textures
Yeah.
with just using color, and it's a really unique looking set. It's not what I expected when I heard they were doing like a space set to go to continue their year of space. But the details about the set, it is set number 31212, the Milky Way galaxy, 3091 pieces, and it is, yeah, one of the art sets, and it's a really kind of an interesting build in that there's like six different builds that then you put together to be Milky Way. So you could like pull it out at a party and have six different groups like building
Hmm.
different parts of it and then bring it all together. I have a friend who's always looking for sets for his family to build together, so I was telling him about this one,
Yeah.
that it would be a good one.
It's a cool set. There's a lot of purple in it. Like there's a lot of colors in it that that I wouldn't necessarily like expect to be as prominent, but it looks pretty cool. It's also one of those sets where like the further, not that it looks bad close up, but the further away you are from it, the better it's gonna look.
Yeah,
For sure.
because technique,
Mm-hmm.
when you're up close and you can see all the different pieces and kind of the messy texture that's created,
Yeah.
it's a little distracting. But from far away, when it's on a wall, across the room, it really looks like a picture of
The
the
Milky
Milky
Way
Way.
galaxy. Yeah.
So
Yeah. The seeing the close up images of it and like seeing, like you said, like the greebling techniques. Yeah, I'd be very curious to look at the instruction manual of this just to see like, because I've built a Lego art set before. I've done the Batman one,
mhm,
but that's all studs, you know? So
yeah,
it's like, but this is building like depth to it too. So I wonder how difficult the instructions are to follow, or how well they did a job of making them easy to follow. I'd be curious to know.
yeah, it's a really, because when you do see the super close up, it's so weird. It's like got hairbrushes sticking out of it and other like minifigure accessories. It's a really unique
It's a very unique set. Yeah,
use of pieces for this art set that I didn't expect.
yeah,
So it's,
it's a good one.
yeah, it's fun. It's a different take on the art theme, because they have done mostly like studs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Although we did get like the 3D Spider-Man art piece,
Godspeed.
which we also have in the store.
We do.
If you want to
That's
pick
a
up
cool set.
Spider-Man art,
I
yeah,
like that one.
it's fun. But this one is available right now in the store, and the others we will probably be getting in the future, but don't have quite yet. That list is not super long, but we
Not
do
super long.
have a couple brickheads.
Couple brickheads. So there's the Iron Man Mark V set, which is set number 40669. This comes in with 101 pieces. I'm not super familiar with a lot of the Mark suits for Iron Man, but this one, like I said, is the Mark V. It has like a lot of the silver detailing on the head and the torso, and then like the dark maroon red body. And then there is perhaps the most unique brickhead figure we've gotten. This is set number 40749, the Batman 8-in-1 brickhead set
Yeah,
with 325 pieces. So,
let's talk about this for a minute.
yeah, so for those of you who don't know, this set, by the way, I'm a huge Batman fan. So, this is an interesting one to me.
And you like brickheads.
I do like brickheads too. So, this is a set where it's like a 3-in-1 set in the sense that you can only build one design at a time. But this set comes with so only enough pieces to build one variation, but different printed pieces so that you can choose one of 8 different Batmans to build. So you'd have to buy a bunch of extra pieces by themselves or multiples of the sets in order to display multiple of the brickheads. But you can do like the classic Adam West Batman. You can do the Robert Pattinson Batman. You can do Ben Affleck. You can do Christian Bale. You can do the Batman the Animated Series,
The Michael Keaton
the
Batman.
Michael Keaton Batman, the Lego Batman, and then just like the classic blue and like gray Batman style. So they have all the printed chest pieces for all of them because all brickheads have all printed pieces. But the thing is that like the core pieces that you need for like the interior, like for the core of it, there's only enough to build one of them.
Yeah. And I mean, they've done this
Interesting.
with Brickheads before. They've had like some of the soccer players where
Yeah,
you could like design the player to be
and like the bride and groom ones
the
where you
bride
can
and
like
groom
change, like
ones.
you can customize them. But this is like another level because like let's say that I choose to build a Robert Pattinson Batman. I'm gonna have 7 other printed chess pieces for different Batmans and all these random like
And
you
different colors because
so the set costs $25. Usually brickheads cost $10 if it's a single brickhead.
yeah.
So you're gonna spend an extra $15 to get pieces that you're not gonna be able to use. Because realistically, how many people are gonna rebuild this into different Batmans on a regular basis? Probably not many.
No, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be buying multiples to
Yeah.
build their favorite Batman.
Honestly, like the way to go might be like buy one of these so you get all the printed pieces, and then just like bricklink the rest of the pieces you need to build
Yeah,
like the core of each of them.
because really it is just those printed chess pieces
Yeah.
that are the unique
Well,
parts.
and the different colored like because they give you all the pieces for like the capes and stuff too. I'm sure that they reuse a few of them for different variations.
But they're not printed.
Right.
So
So you can go and bricklink them. Like
yeah,
you don't. It's very interesting because you're going to be left over with like over 200 pieces that you just can't use.
yeah, because most brickheads are like around 100 pieces,
Right.
and this
And so there's 325 in this set. So let's say that you use 125 of them roughly for each variation. You're going to be left over with 200 pieces that you can't create a full brickhead with.
no, it's interesting.
Very interesting idea. I guess they didn't want to just like put all their eggs in one basket and just make standalone sets of each of these variations. But like for me, they've already made the Lego Batman movie one. They've already made a Battinson one. Sorry, a Ben Affleck one.
They have
Like
multiple because
yeah, like
they
a
they
few of
had
these
that
versions they've already made.
they have that Comic-Con Batman
Yeah.
Joker 2-pack.
So like the new ones, like the Keaton Batman one is new, the Pattinson one is new, the Dark Knight one is new. Like that, like there are cool ones, but like I just wish they would have been standalone ones. As a Batman fan, like I wouldn't be able to pick one of these 8 to display. Like I'd want the animated series one, but I'd also want the Ben Affleck one, and I'd also want the Bale one, and I want the Robert
Yeah,
Pattinson one. Like there's like I want yeah. If
it,
you're a Batman fan, you're gonna want
and then
multiple of them.
and then to buy multiples, you're paying the premium because every one you buy is going to be all 300 pieces.
So yeah, so basically instead of the brickheads being $10 a piece, it's $25 for one.
Yeah,
And that's just
it's a lot. So you're looking at
fully
$200 if you really wanted to build all 8 of them.
yeah, and I just don't that bums me out. That frustrates me.
Yeah, I mean $200 for Batman brickheads is a lot.
And for 8 of them when it should cost theoretically $80
Right.
to get all of them. So I don't know. Maybe I'll buy one and assess from there, see if I want to go bricklink some other pieces and parts. I'm sure somebody will make a list of like, hey, here's all the pieces you need to bricklink if you want to be able to build all 8 by buying one set. I'm sure somebody will put
somebody will figure that out.
Anyways, interesting concept. I'm glad that we're seeing some Batman brickheads. I know that at this point, Lego DC is pretty much just Lego Batman, which I'm personally okay with because, again, I'm a big Batman fan. But I hope that once James Gunn's Superman movie comes out and all of those other movies start to roll out, that they'll hopefully have some other sets tied into those.
Yes, there hasn't been a whole lot of properties to go after.
Right.
And so it is interesting. They're like circling back and doing Batman the animated series
Finally.
and like trying to
They're good sets.
find something. They're very good sets.
The animated series sets are good sets.
Yeah, which we'll discuss those at a later date.
Yes, we will.
In addition to the brickheads, we got 3 Disney princess sets. So we had Ariel's musical stage, which is a small 60-piece set. It's set number 43235. We have Elsa's Ice Palace because we needed another frozen castle.
I still wish I could have gotten the big one. Anyways.
43244 with 630 pieces. And lastly, we have Ariel's Crystal Cavern, which is a 4+ set number 43254 with 141 pieces, all available now.
Yeah, so those 2 Ariel sets are based off of, it looks like a new Disney Junior Ariel show. It looks like a little animated cartoon that's based off of the character designs from the live action movie.
Yeah, that's what it appears to be.
So they went from the animated movie to a live action movie, and now an animated show based off of the live action movie.
Yep.
And now they made Lego sets out of it.
There you go, Disney.
So Lego Little Mermaid fans, if you've been waiting for Lego Little Mermaid sets based off of the original movie, I'm sorry. A lot of people liked the clamshell build, but they wish that it was based off of the original movie.
I know, and a lot of people that like bought some of the CMF figures to put in it.
Put them in the clamshell, yeah. Yeah, as far as this Elsa's Ice Palace goes, solid looking build. You got mini dolls of Elsa, Olaf, Sven, Kristoff, and Anna. All the main characters you would want. Looks like it's branded to be based off of Frozen 2 from the box art, but it's Elsa's Ice Castle from the first movie. They made that $200 Elsa's Ice Castle a couple of years ago that's retired now. That would have been. I would have enjoyed being able to afford that. I was in grad school. I couldn't buy it because I do love Frozen, both 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
First one came out when I was in high school, like freshman year, and I watched it so much with my friends. Anyways, another Elsa's Ice Palace. If you haven't, for some reason, bought any of the previous Elsa's Ice Palaces, here's another one. Will they ever make one with minifigures? Who's to say?
No, and that's what I was going to say. We've discussed it before, but I think these sets would sell so much better with minifigures instead of mini dolls.
I mean, the thing is that they must be selling, otherwise they wouldn't keep making them with mini dolls. But like the new Encanto house that just came out, that like they haven't made any Encanto minifigures yet, and like that was the perfect opportunity to come with the Capita set. Like, but no, all mini dolls, all mini dolls. Like you just have to keep waiting for CMF series or like big old 18+ sets to come out once in a blue moon.
I guess
It's a bummer.
because like the Little Mermaid clamshell, those were minifigures.
But then it's funny because all the Mickey and Friends sets have figures.
They do.
Hmm.
Like the 4+ celebration train and
make it make sense, Chris.
I can't.
Anyways, I'm sure that
it is interesting.
I know that there are some people out there that like mini dolls.
Sure. Oh yeah,
but here's my thing, and who knows if this is true. The way I've thought about it is like there are people out there that like mini dolls. The chances are, if they like mini dolls, they would also like minifigures. Whereas the people that like minifigures, most of them don't like mini dolls. So it's like if you made minifigures, you would satisfy both groups. It feels like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They must have data that shows mini dolls are a thing.
The one example that I will say though that I think looked decent as a mini dolls was the new Inside Out set. The Anxiety and Joy mini dolls actually looked way more accurate to their character designs from the movie. Now, would I still prefer minifigures of them? Absolutely. But like that one, I was like, oh, that's fine.
The Inside Out characters are interesting because, like you said, their design looks more mini dollish.
Yes.
And they're more like from the new movie, Anxiety and some of those characters were very abstract. It's not like.
It's interesting because like the physique, like the physical physique of like Disney princesses looks closer to a mini doll. Like I will say that.
Yeah.
But mini dolls just don't look that good. Like so they might look more quote unquote accurate because like, you know, you look at like the Snow White minifigure from the new Snow White Cottage, or I guess any of the Disney princess minifigures. They're like the way the minifigure torso and legs are designed is they look blocky. Like they look
no one's ever said a minifigure is like physically accurate.
It's classic.
It is.
I don't know, man.
It's tough.
We'll see where it continues to go. I know that I'm at least glad that there are some Lego Disney sets that have minifigures in them, like the castle that came out last year, even though it's the wrong castle, and like the Snow White Cottage and the Walt Disney camera. Like I'm glad there's still sets that have minifigures in them. It's just they should all have minifigures.
And I mean it does give them the opportunity in the future to do some of these sets, like they could have easily done mini dolls for the Snow White set. But they didn't.
Thank goodness.
They did minifigures.
Thank goodness.
And that's because it was more of the Lego 18+.
Yeah.
Like we said, the clamshell from Little Mermaid had minifigures.
Yeah, I wonder, because if the same pattern holds true, then maybe there's going to be like a $200 Madrigal house that comes out with minifigures. But it's like, then you got to fork out the big bucks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be like an abomination?
What?
Imagine Rivendell, but all the characters were mini dolls.
Yeah, thankfully they haven't invaded any other themes. I'm
I-
pretty sure there's only mini dolls in what? It's just Friends and Disney princesses.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those are the only mini doll.
And then it's also a bummer because like we have minifigure versions of Elsa and Anna from the CMF series,
Mm-hmm.
but you know who we don't have a minifigure for? Kristoff.
Right.
He's only been a mini doll.
Yeah. Interesting. And Anna and Elsa are good looking minifigures.
Yeah, I mean again, they look blocky. They're minifigures.
Yeah.
Like that's how they're supposed to look.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's also interesting though because like the Tiana minifigure from the Disney 100 series, they then released in the Disney Castle. And then the Aurora minifigure they released in the Disney series, they released in the mini Disney Castle. And then Snow White, who was in the Disney Castle, they've now released in Snow White's Cottage. And Prince Florian. You know,
they're slowly.
So they're making them exclusive, and then they're taking away the exclusivity.
Yeah.
Which is even it's interesting that they're taking them from CMF series, like the Aurora and Tiana ones. Like, sure, they don't have the same accessories, so that's how they're kind of getting away with it. But it's the same exact figure. Yeah.
So when are we getting Flynn Rider?
When are we getting an 18 plus Rapunzel's Tower with Flynn Rider and Rapunzel?
Yeah,
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, Tangled, of all the princess movies, Tangled is by far my favorite. And I would
very, very good.
I would love those as the whole gang as minifigures.
That Snow White set actually had 3 minifigures in it that were previously exclusive to other sets because the
Wicked Witch,
the evil queen figure was the same figure from the Disney Villains Icon set from the year prior.
Yeah.
So if you are one of the people that held out and didn't get the castle or the villain set and wanted those figures, you were rewarded. So maybe
that was me.
Maybe you'll be rewarded again if you wait for like a Tangled set or a Cinderella set or a Princess and the Frog set because Naveen was exclusive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows what's going on over there?
Oh, we could talk mini doll, minifigures all day. But
that was a tangent.
Very much. This has been like the episode of tangents.
That's okay. There's only a handful of sets we're going to cover anyways.
We have 2 more sets, both Lego Icon sets. So the first one is 10337, the Lamborghini Countach 5000. This is the classic white Lamborghini. We got a Speed Champion version a few years back. I love this car. Like growing up in the 80s, it was the car. Like you knew like somebody was loaded if they had a Lamborghini. I'm trying to think if I ever really saw one in the wild. I don't think I did.
In the wild.
Yeah. But I love the Speed Champion version of this car.
It's a good looking car.
And I like the Lego Icon cars. They're fun. I've got
good builds.
I've got, the VW Bug, the Porsche, the Mustang. So adding this Lamborghini to it is great. It's fine looking build. The last set came out, and this one may be the most interesting. We probably buried the lead here, but it is set number 10338, Bumblebee, the Transformer, with 950 pieces. It's interesting. This is the second Transformer they've done.
Yeah, which before the first one came out, people thought that was never going to happen.
Oh, right.
Because of licensing issues.
And then they thought, oh, well, Optimus Prime is kind of a one-off.
Yeah.
But now we've got Bumblebee. And they continue doing it in the classic style, like the Gen 1 1980s Bumblebee as a VW Bug. Although he doesn't, when he's in the car form, he doesn't quite look like a VW Bug.
Oh, really?
I mean, a little bit. And I mean, they had to make him transformable. So
sure. Without having to take it apart.
Right. So I mean,
that
in itself is going to lead to
the shaping,
some interesting shapes.
It's not fully curved. It's
no,
a little blocky. It's a little chunky. The thing is, though, is that like we also have a really good model of a VW Bug to compare it to. That blue Volkswagen Bug from a few years ago is awesome. So like knowing what it can look like, I think makes a difference. And also like
he looks a little more like a VW Squareback than a VW Bug.
But also too like being honest, and not to say that it doesn't mean that they should have made it as good of a design as they could. But how many people are going to display this in the bug form?
Oh, not. I mean,
Not many.
yeah.
It's gonna be transformed.
It's like the Optimus Prime. Like,
Yeah.
every time we've seen it in the store, it's always in robot form.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, there's a picture of the two of them next to each other on Lego.com.
And they're kind of in scale.
Yeah, Bumblebee is definitely a lot smaller, but Bumblebee is always smaller than Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Now, if you do like the car versions, Bumblebee's out of scale to Optimus. It's just a little bigger than it should be.
Bumblebee is.
Yeah, as a car versus the semi-truck
Yeah.
of Optimus. But
it is super cool, though.
As robots, they're great.
And it's super cool that you can transform them without having to take anything apart and rebuild it. Like, you just do it. And that's really cool they were able to achieve that design for both of them, because I'm sure that's no easy task.
And it's quite a process. It's like a 30-step process, I think I read.
Wow.
Like, to transform Bumblebee from the robot to the car.
Is it that complex for Optimus too?
Oh yeah. And he falls apart a lot. Like, it's not a perfect experience, but
it is one.
But
it is a experience.
It's a experience. I've got to say, a lot of those original Transformers, the plastic ones, fell apart too when you transformed them. So
I remember I never had a classic one, but when the second live action one came out, I think it was the Dark of the Moon or something like that, whatever it was called. They introduced those little I think they might have been Fiats, and there was a green Fiat. And I remember when I was up at my grandparents' house for Christmas one year at one of the toy stores, I got the green Fiat transformable one, and I just spent hours over that week and
going back
a couple weeks after, just building it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and trying to memorize how to do it without looking at the directions. And yeah, that was the only actual Transformers toy that I personally ever had.
Oh, I had a lot.
But you still have some right here.
Yeah, there's some are in the back. My favorite one is actually one that was based on the Robotech airplane, Skyfire.
Yeah.
Never mind. We don't have to talk about another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We don't have to go down. But someday I would love a Lego transformable Robotech Veritech plane, but we're never going to get that.
Shohei Ohtani's out.
Oh. Should we live wager?
We did it.
All right. We shook on it. So Evan will let us know what happens.
We'll update you.
But I think this Bumblebee's great. I think he looks really good with Optimus. So all you Transformer fans out there, you have another Lego set. I wonder if this will continue, every couple years they'll do another one, or if this is kind of it now.
If they'll just kind of make the squad.
I would have predicted Optimus was it.
Me too.
So now that we got Bumblebee, it'll be really interesting if they do a third one. I kind of want to see a Decepticon for the third one.
Megatron?
Maybe. I can't picture Lego doing a gun.
Well, he's a jet, isn't he?
No, Megatron transforms into a gun, into a robot. From the Gen 1, that would match this.
It's not like a starfighter like in the live action movies?
No. He's like a pistol in the Gen 1. Starscream usually. And Starscream is the one I would think they do. Who was one of the an F-15 jet.
Yeah.
That transformed.
Shohei Ohtani struck out.
Oh. Sorry.
Womp womp.
You owe me an hour work. Half an hour.
Anyways.
So, yet another glimpse into what we do when we're not podcasting. But anyhow, I think this is a good addition to their now 2 Transformers.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Maybe Hasbro will let them make more.
Okay, I still don't know. I know this dates me as a youngin', but I did not realize the Gen 1 Megatron was a gun.
Oh yeah.
So he just transforms and falls on the ground, and then someone picks him up.
No, he jumps in the air and transforms into a gun, and then somebody grabs him and will shoot.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Gen 1.
Yeah, like I said, my only exposure to Transformers is the live action movies.
Right, and they changed them a lot.
Yeah.
The original cartoon is fantastic. You really should go back and watch it.
Yeah.
You're not going to, but
maybe.
It's entertaining.
I've always liked the idea of Transformers.
I did.
The first Shia LaBeouf movie was so good.
When I did enjoy, when we were first getting that live action movie, I remember being so excited.
Yeah.
And Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. It was.
I liked the newest one with Anthony Ramos, The Rise of the Beasts. That one was cool.
I didn't see that one.
It was fun. I mean, I went into it saying I want to see an action movie that's not like the best movie I've ever seen, but that's enjoyable enough with an epic final fight, and that's exactly what it was.
I did love the Dinobots.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
They weren't in Rise of the Beast?
Age of Extinction? No, the Rise of the Beast is just like animals,
Oh, okay.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
But I did love the Dinobots. I didn't see Age of Extinction either.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like die on a hill that it's like a fantastic quality movie.
No, none of them are.
But it was fun to watch.
They're just fun.
The final fight scene was
They're
fun.
summer fare. They're like the classic summer movie.
And Pete Davidson was Mirage.
Oh, interesting.
In the newer one, and he was funny. He was Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
So it was good. And I like Anthony Ramos. He was in Hamilton. He was in The Heights. He's fun. It was cool to see him.
Yeah, I haven't watched the last few, but
yeah,
the original Gen 1 cartoon is pretty great. It's right up there with the old original G.I. Joe.
Nice.
So if they've got to be streaming somewhere. I've never even looked.
I feel like the movies or the show?
The old cartoons.
I feel like I don't know why, but that feels like an Amazon Prime one to me.
Maybe.
Or an HBO.
I know for a while.
Isn't it Warner Brothers? No.
I know for a while Hasbro
Universal
was like on YouTube, like streaming G.I. Joe like 24 hours a day. It was just like never ending G.I. Joe.
That's cool.
But I don't know if they're still doing that. I don't know if that was like a thing. But I don't think they did that for Transformers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's new in the world of Lego.
For July 1st?
Yeah. And I can't wait. A little tease. August 1st. The list is a lot longer.
August is going to be a good month for Lego.
Yeah, we're going to have a long conversation come August 1st about it. Yes, lots of good. But I do want to bring up a few things we have going on in the store this month. One, on July 20th, we are hosting a mock night at the store. And we're going to be open extra late. So from 6 to 8, people can come and bring mocks that they would like to show. And instead of making it just like a traditional A-fall night, we're allowing people to bring families so kids can see the different builds and the different mocks that people may have. Because it is Comic-Con month, and that'll be the weekend right before Comic-Con occurs, it's Comic-Con themed. So make your mock around any kind of pop culture theme you would want. It could be Star Wars. It could be, any of those things you would see at Comic-Con. Any of the superhero stuff, Marvel, all the fun stuff. We would just love to see what you have. And for you listeners, a little teaser. There's also going to be some specials that night that we're not going to be advertising necessarily, but just for you listening here. If you want to save a few dollars, there will be some specials on used sets, bulk specials will be happening. So you won't want to miss that. So I wonder if we can convince you to come to a store on a Saturday.
Man, my Saturday days at the store might be behind me.
I know.
No, that'd be fun. I should stop by.
We should.
That'd be a good time.
One of these events we should record live.
That would be fun.
It would.
It'd be loud.
We get distracted, just two of us in a room.
Well, it'd be loud too if there's people in the background.
Yeah,
we could figure
it would. I mean, yeah, that's easy.
We are working on making some upgrades to your library, is what you're calling it, and so we're hoping to have a setup to maybe record some of these podcasts in the future and maybe put on YouTube.
Yeah,
so you guys can watch these weird guys banter instead of just listen to them.
Yeah, well, and maybe we will have visual aids and stuff as we're talking about some of these things.
Yeah,
that kind of brings us to an end of the show tonight. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, Evan?
I don't think so.
Great.
I'm just excited for the new sets coming out.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We've got some great ones in July, and we've got some great ones coming in August.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to see what Lego's going to do at Comic-Con this year, and share that with everyone. We'll definitely have to take some pictures and put them up somewhere for people to see us at Comic-Con in the Lego booth. Maybe there'll be exclusive torso designs like they did last
Ooh, that'd
year
be cool.
for their blockbuster theme.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do this year to top that. It's going to be pretty hard. It was pretty amazing what they pulled off last year. Stay tuned. If you'd like to see more of our Comic-Con adventures later in the month or see what's happening at the store, follow us on Instagram at Bricks Minifigs San Diego or at the Brick Clubhouse. Instagram, Facebook, you'll find us both places there. And when we go to Comic-Con, we'll definitely post some photos and share them with you all. For now, it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.